Today in our series on free enterprise with the Florida Chamber of Commerce, we're joined by John Hartnett, Vice President of Global Business Development at Endoscopy Replacement Parts Incorporated and Florida Chamber Foundation Trustee. I think you'd be interested to know Endoscopy Replacement Parts, Inc. was recently named the Small Business Administration's 2016 National Exporter of the Year and received the President's E Award for U.S. Exporters. Both significant accomplishments. John, welcome to the program and congratulations.
Well, thank you very much, Preston. We are honored and humbled to be able to represent Florida as a significant exporter at the national level.
Well, you know, we know that international trade and exports are a key driver in Florida's economy. The governor spent an awful lot of time on it. What are some of the opportunities and challenges you see for other small businesses looking to expand into markets that are new and to increase exports?
Well, you know, international trade and exporting is recognized as a key driver with an ever-growing importance. And I'll start by saying that international trade is not easy, but it's not overly complex either. Markets for Florida-made products are throughout the world, and the world tends to appreciate the sophistication of American companies and the quality that they represent. 95% of consumers are overseas. There is a huge opportunity to grow your businesses. To me, the most important parts for growing or considering international expansion is to ask if the product is already selling well domestically, is management fully on board and willing to be patient with the international markets, and are finances available to fund the expansion. Success does not come overnight with international trade. That is a fact. And the challenges lie in understanding the cultural differences and maintaining realistic expectations of growth trends. Patience is key. And I would also like to add that Florida is quite privileged to have tremendous resources of Enterprise Florida, the SBDC, and U.S. Commercial Services.
John, Florida Chamber Foundation's Trade and Logistics 2.0 report shows that 92% of Florida origin exports are manufactured goods. Talk a little bit about the manufacturing sector and the opportunities for diversifying Florida's economy.
Certainly. Well, Made in America is a very highly reputable brand globally. Our company continuously battles price disparity, but we have found that properly messaging the high-quality aspects of the product and the manufacturing processes more times than not outweighs the pricing discussions, with everything being within reason. And with that being said, the opportunities for growth internationally in the manufacturing sector are astounding for Florida manufacturers. This growth creates many high-wage, high-skilled jobs for Floridians and diversifies your client base throughout the world, making companies much more recession-proof. Additionally, I'd like to add, for every 10 jobs created in trade, there are 30 jobs supported by Florida export manufacturing and another 20 jobs in business services, transportation, and retail. Well,
does Florida have the talent supply necessary to compete globally in what is emerging as a new world economy?
Absolutely. However, there is no time to consider ourselves always ahead of the curve as the world is rapidly evolving around us. I see it when I go to trade shows. But Florida has a very strong university system that is graduating Floridians with focuses on international trade and international relations. Miami is the banking and judicial hub of Latin America. We have 15 or so seaports, including the only post-Panamax seaport along the entire Gulf of Mexico and eastern seaboard, and that is the Port of Miami, and we have several more airports. We have plentiful products, services, technologies, brain power, and agriculture that the world wants and needs. We are quite fortunate to be positioned how we are currently, and we should be considering ourselves a global hub and growing so.
John, you played an active role with the Florida Chamber Foundation. You have a unique perspective into the issues that shape our future here in the state of Florida. What trends or what disruptions will likely have the greatest impact on Florida over the next, say, 10 to 15 years?
Well, first, I'm always amazed by the strong, sensible voices with vision within the Florida Chamber Foundation. The leadership of Florida is thoughtful and very informed when considering the guidance and management of Florida's great future. I do feel strongly that the global age is right now, and we have an abundance to distribute to the world. The disruptor is Florida is expected to grow by over 6 million residents within the next 15 years, and we must create approximately 2.1 million new jobs within that time frame to maintain the current levels of employment that we have now. The disruption is, again, Florida has never experienced a growth at this pace, and it could have major implications on how we utilize our taxes, the poverty level, and overall usage of our resources. However, we have an opportunity to absorb this momentous growth by focusing on smart job creation initiatives such as targeting the sectors of international trade and logistics and ancillary job growth from increased global demand. Trade and logistics jobs pay very, very well, and the trend will only further develop as our businesses and manufacturers embrace the global economy.
John, perfect segue. You know, the Florida Chamber believes in free enterprise principles. They think they're key to the Sunshine State's success in the future. Tell us, what does free enterprise mean to you?
Well, I completely agree. And free enterprise to me means naturally allowing the market forces to determine the economic, financial, and environmental concerns and structures without the rigidity of government forces. Having the ability to concentrate on the fundamentals of your business and having the flexibility and cash flow to do so without unnecessary regulations and high taxes. I think that's very key. An organization with good management, adaptability, innovation, and quality products and services allows for success in an ultra-competitive marketplace and one that is forever changing. I believe that by having lower corporate taxes and less government involvement, our Florida businesses have the resilience and fortitude to go out in the global marketplace and create incredible jobs for Floridians.
John, thanks for the time today. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much, Preston.